Hello everyone and welcome back to another book haul. My morning's off to a great start. I went to the gym and forgot my gym card, so we're starting off strong this morning. But I have some trips coming up this weekend and I'm gonna have a lot of time to read, so I wanted to get some books out so I have some books to read for the weekend. And I got out more books than I needed to read for the weekend, as is classic me when I go to the library. Zero self-control. Self-control goes out the window when I go to that place. So let's dive right in. The first book I got is The Hidden Kingdom of Fungi, Exploring the Microscopic World in Our Forests, Homes, and Bodies by Keith Seifert. So this is, just a book about fungi. Fungi are really, really interesting. I've read some stuff about them before, and I also took some biology courses in college, which are really, really interesting. So I'm really excited to read this. It shouldn't be too bad because of how long it is, and I'm thinking it's going to be more in the pop science sort of category, but I'm hoping to learn some stuff. I probably will learn some stuff and have some fun facts to share, so I'm excited to read this one. That's, again, The Hidden Kingdom of Fungi by Keith Seifert. Next up on my list was another book that's like a kid's book for adults, and that is Stats to Blow Your Mind. I feel like this is the kind of book I would read in like third grade while on my the 30-minute reading break we had every single day. But it's just 75 facts that prove truth is stranger than fiction. So they're like one page, like 2 pages, but like one fact with like the fact and then a little graphic to describe the fact. So that's why I feel like it feels like a kid book, but for adults. So I'm excited to read this just because it'll be fun to flip through and come up with some more trivia. And it's kind of just cool visualizations of some of it. But yeah, I'm just hoping to kind of get some interesting facts out of this, and that's it. It's pretty short. It's only 75 facts, so I don't think it'll take very long, but I'm still interested. I saw it and couldn't help myself. So Stats to Blow Your Mind. And who's this by? Tim Rayborn. So Tim Rayborn, I'm reading your book. Next up is the second book in a series that I read, and the last book I already reviewed, and that is, so the last book, the first book, which is the last book that I read in this series, was The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso, and I really, really enjoyed that book, and I'm interested in knowing where that story's going. So I got the second book in the series, and that is The Quicksilver Court by Melissa Caruso. So I'm excited to see where this goes. This is in the Books and Ruin series. This is number 2, and yeah, this is a fantasy series. It's misclassified, or maybe I think it's misclassified as science fiction on the side of the sticker that the library sticks on it, but I believe it's a fantasy series. It's been really, really interesting and good. I like the first book. They are a little bit longer. I read the first book primarily during an all-day event where I was gonna have to wait for some stuff to happen for about 6 hours. So yeah, I had some time to kill that day and I was able to knock out this book. I'm not sure when I'm gonna have time to knock out this book, maybe on this vacation that's coming up, but we'll see. So The Quicksilver Court. If anyone else has read the Books and Ruins series, please let me know because I'm interested in knowing your thoughts about it. Next up was a cozy mystery. I've actually read some stuff by this author before and I really liked it. I mean, cozy mysteries are, I don't want to say, they're like comfort reads for me. Like, I know how they're gonna go. The writing isn't gonna be top notch, but I know what I'm getting. I want just a cozy mystery. I want just a fun whodunit, and I don't want a lot of blood or gore or like dark policing and none of that. I just want a fun little cozy mystery. So this one is by Laura Levine, and it's Shoes to Die For, a Jane Austen mystery. The only complaint I have so far is I thought that the protagonist in the series was supposed to be like, not disheveled, but I did not think, this is not how I imagined the protagonist of the series. But maybe this is not the protagonist, maybe that is a character in the series. But I've read some other entries in this series, the Jane Austen mystery series, before, and I really, really liked him. I really, really liked them. I thought they were really well done, or as well done as you're gonna get a cozy mystery to be. So I'm excited to read this one and see what it's about. And yeah, get another cozy mystery, which is kind of my junk food in my diet of reading, because you're not really gonna come out of this knowing cool new facts or interesting trivia or having a new thought perspective on life. But if I want to read a cozy mystery, I'm gonna go ahead and read a cozy mystery. Next up was a very, very interesting little travel journal, I guess you could call it, that I saw and decided to pick out. I did not know I wanted to read this, but I realized it after the fact. That's really how most of my reading goes. I go to the library, I see what looks interesting to me, and I'm like, I didn't even know I wanted to read about it. So this is Border Crossings, A Journey on the Trans-Siberian Railway by Emma Fick. So I've heard of this Trans-Siberian, I'm assuming this is like the train that takes you across Russia, and I've heard of it, and I know some people who want to do it. I don't know anyone who has done it, but I'm interested in hearing about her experience on this train and what it was like. It's in this format, so it's kind of like a journal with little entries along the way with just things that she's picked up along the trip. It's a little bigger, but because of the format, I don't think it's actually going to take a long time for me to read. I like the art, I like this style. I've read some books that are like very similar to this style that took place in Japan, so people who had gone to Japan. So this one is also going to be really interesting because I like that format, and I'm excited to know more about this Trans-Siberian Railway. Again, I didn't know I wanted to read this until I saw it on the bookshelf and realized actually I do want to read about that, so I got it out of the library. So I'm going to need a sip of coffee before this last book, because I made a classic mistake, and that is not checking the size of the book that I place a hold on. So someone in the comments kindly suggested that I read Genesis by, let me get his name right, Sebastião Salgado, who is a photographer. I forget which photography book I had reviewed that he had put it under, because I reviewed several photography books recently, but this one was one that was called out as something I should check out. So I looked at my library, and my library didn't have it, so I placed a hold from it on another library institution in the state that I live in and had it shipped to my library. I did not check the dimensions of the book that I had requested, and so when the librarians took it off the shelf, I realized I was gonna get an arm workout because this bad boy is huge. So this is Genesis by Sebastião Salgado. It is a photography collection. I don't even know if I can show you because, let me find a, oh here, it's penguins. It is very big, and I have little tiny spaghetti noodle arms because I never work them out. So this book, while I am very, very excited for it, it looks very, very interesting. I read the foreword, like the introduction section last night, and I'm excited to get started. I think this would pair very nicely with a lot of other photography collections that I've done, so I think it's a really good collection, and I really do thank the person who recommended this to me, and I'm excited to read it. I'm also gonna get an arm workout while doing it, so I guess I can double up and not be upset that I missed the gym this morning, because your girl can just lift her photography book that she got out of the library. And I also had to carry this around on my backpack all yesterday when I picked it up from the library, so good thinking. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, give it a read, and I can already tell that it's gonna be a lot of high quality photography, so I'm excited to see what this is about. But yes, that was a little bit of an arm workout. So those are the books. I'm not gonna hold up that one again. You can just remember that I got Genesis by Sebastião Salgado. These are all the books that I'm going to be reading. If any of these sound interesting, stay tuned for the review. I should have a lot to review after this weekend when I'm on my little trip, so I'm excited to get through some reading and also see a little bit more on my vacation. Let me know what you're reading. I'm always interested in knowing what you're reading. I'm always looking for book recommendations. I do try to get through all the book recommendations. I just know that I'm gonna have to sometimes place holds from other libraries on these books, and that can sometimes take a long time to come in. So I do look at all your recommendations, and I do try my very best to get my hands on them, but some of them take just a little bit more time. And when they do come in, I can get a little arm workout. Please let me know what you're reading. I'm interested in knowing. Other than that, everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.